10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! Sea of Thieves.
And welcome to the Sea of Thieves 2022 preview event.
Ok.
We're going to give you a first look at some of the
On va voir les premières images des choses excitantes qui arrivent sur Sea of Thieves cette année.
We're going to be hearing from some of the members of the team here
Ok.
at Rare as they take you through our ambitious new plans for telling stories within the Sea of Thieves
Ok.
and how we plan to make the seas feel more alive than ever. So stick around as we plot out the epic voyages ahead and delve deep into what's in store for
Aïe, aïe,
Sea of
aïe.
Thieves in 2022.
On est parti les gars. Wouh, let's go. Ok, voyons voir.
Hello everyone. It's
Salut, mec.
incredible to say that Sea of Thieves is bigger than ever.
Il n'a jamais été aussi grand Sea of Thieves.
25 million
25 millions de players.
And we recently announced that over 5 million players.
GG à toi, t'as perdu tes Doffy.
the game on Steam.
T'es puni.
We started with the launch of Seasons back in January, which seems like such a long time ago now, and then went through to June where we revealed a pirate's life and released that into our world. And it was such a great moment for us as a development team to keep it secret, to keep it a real surprise, to be able to introduce those characters and those stories into our world.
C'est vrai que c'était puissant. C'était très puissant. A Pirate Life.
We added new creatures and enemies
Ok, des nouvelles créatures.
in the Sea of Thieves world, like the Phantom.
Les fantômes.
These new characters that have crossed over from the spectral realm of the Sea of the Damned. Crustacean-like ocean
Les
crawlers,
terribles
each with
Pokémon,
new abilities, and of course,
Sonic et
the
compagnie.
shadowy sirens from the underwater world of the Sunken Kingdom. And
la
players
vilaine
got to
sirène.
experience the Sunken Kingdom for themselves, diving down
C'est
deep
beau
below
quand même
the
ça.
waves, exploring these mysterious siren shrines. Each with their own look,
Ok, donc là ils nous
identity,
racontent ouais,
and
tout ce qu'ils ont
mystery to
ajouté,
unravel.
machin, les profondeurs, machin, bidule. Ok, des nouvelles mécaniques. Là c'était la mage RP les gars, on a eu la mage RP. Donc beaucoup de nouvelles mécaniques, le truc de sleep, le truc de s'asseoir, les flares, tout ce qui est RP, tous ces trucs là. Ok. Allez, parle-nous des nouveautés. Qu'est-ce qui arrive? Dis-moi.
Seasons have been an incredible framework for us
Ok.
in which to add new experiences and
Bon voilà, ils ont
content
rajouté
to
beaucoup de
Sea of
contenu.
Thieves. And alongside that, we've been running numerous live events throughout the year. With all that said, we still feel like there's something missing.
Il
We
manque
want
quelque
to
chose.
make the Sea of Thieves world feel like a richer,
Oui.
more dynamic
Plus
place,
dynamique.
where every time you play, there's always something new.
Il y a toujours
to
quelque chose à
discover
faire. Oui,
and
dis-moi,
new adventures
dis-moi.
to embark upon. So we're going to be evolving and expanding how we update the game. So alongside Seasons, as they are now, we're introducing 2 new ways that we'll be updating the game. Adventures.
Oh, 2 nouvelles
and
façons
mysteries.
d'aventure, c'est
firstly,
quoi?
Adventures are story-driven live events. And these are released on a regular basis of 1 per month,
Un par
typically
mois.
lasting around 2 weeks. Crucially, adventures are a chapter in an overarching story that's unfolding within Sea of Thieves.
Adventures will be more cinematic and it
Ok.
will be a chance for players to immerse themselves
Oh, ça va être
in
immersif
the
et tout,
world
ok,
and
ok.
the story of Sea of Thieves more and have more of an emotional attachment to the characters in Sea of Thieves.
We want to appeal
Que
to
s'attacher
players'
au
hearts,
personnage.
Get them to care about these places, get them to care about
Oh, il a un
these
micro, lui.
characters, because when they are put in situations of trouble, players will feel compelled to act. You'll want to help out, you'll want to save them.
We want to make players feel like they're part of this story, basically.
Okay.
It's happening to the existing world, which has been really good from an environment.
D'où les
point of view,
nouveautés
because
qu'on a
we're
vues sur l'AP
touching
par
areas
exemple,
that
sur
haven't
Golden
been
Sands.
touched in a long time. Things are changing and things are happening within the world. It kind of makes
Donc
it
en fait
feel
c'est un peu dans ce qu'on
alive.
disait, c'est dans le sens de faire évoluer le monde, de faire évoluer l'histoire et le monde en conséquence.
The first of which you'll see later in this preview event. Each season also features a special adventure,
une aventure
a
spéciale.
finale, that brings several story elements to a thrilling conclusion before the story then moves on in a new direction. And crucially, in key adventures, the community were responsible for the outcome of that story. Based
Oh,
on
c'est la
their
communauté qui
actions
choisit ce qui se
and the
passe,
choice
quoi.
they side with, the
Qui est
outcome of that
responsable.
story will be changed, and the world will change forever, and that will become part of the ongoing storyline for Sea of Thieves. This is very much about players being at the heart of our ongoing storytelling in Sea of Thieves, and being responsible for moving the world forwards.
C'est incroyable, donner de la puissance et de l'intérêt aux joueurs, c'est eux qui choisissent. Ok, travailler ensemble. Oh, avec des énigmes et tout, des... Oh, j'adore les trucs comme ça. Ça, c'est trop bien. Ils vont laisser des petits trucs, tout le monde va devoir essayer de faire un petit peu son Sherlock Holmes.
And how they can tell compelling mysteries over time. And we've really been inspired by those. And we see certain genres fitting really well in terms of mystery telling. So you've got murder mysteries.
Donne-moi du mystère, mec.
Ghost stories certainly take inspiration from those kind of mysteries in other media.
I can't say too much about the stories we're going to expect from mysteries, but I will say this. The first mystery is going to be involving players solving the murder of a well-known character in Sea of Thieves, so it's really exciting.
We've heard the feedback about our previous live events, and for us this is about making them a key part of the ongoing Sea of Thieves story. The best way to think about it is that seasons and the content within is now going to be explained by part of this story. The adventures and the mystery collectively form the ongoing Sea of Thieves storyline, with players at the heart of that unfolding narrative.
First look, saison 6 les gars, premières images de la saison 6. Aïe aïe aïe. Tous les 3 mois, ok. Classique.
New plunder pass, and the emissary ledgers are reset. So season 6, which kicks off in March, introduces a new mini raid experience, which is introduced by the way of sea forts.
There'll be
sea forts, c'est ce qu'on a vu.
Sea forts. And in the sea forts, players will be able to battle phantoms and sea fort captains in order to unlock the treasury and all the rewards inside.
Oh, celui-là, il est magnifique.
Forts already exist in the game, which are there to bring multiple crews together. Sea forts are there to provide a more personal experience. So if you're playing by yourself or if you're playing with your crew and you can see a sea fort active, you're not necessarily going to shy away from it. You know, as a challenge, it will be pitched towards you.
So these forts are brought through from memories from Sea of the Damned. So it's going to be really nice to see that again, because it's a big breakaway from what you're used to in Sea of Thieves, where everything's a bit more ramshackled and wooden and brought about from shipwrecks and such.
C'est vrai que ça change beaucoup de tout ce qui est... tout est en bois, tout est de la végétation sur les îles. Là, c'est un vrai fort, quoi. Visuellement, ça va être cool d'avoir autre chose.
Kind of chains and cages. That's been really cool from a storytelling point of view. We have really overgrown, abandoned forts.
Les forts abandonnés.
Reclaimed by nature, basically. So
qui sont repris par la nature, ouais, comme on a vu là.
And they've been ransacked. And then we've got the more kind of standard Spanish forts.
Et là, on a les forts plus standards, du coup, qui sont encore totalement neufs. Oh, c'est magnifique dedans et tout.
We have to make good considerations into the playable space. We want it to look really well decorated, yet at the same time be functional as a playable area. So we've got lots of open space.
C'est très beau, c'est stylé, hein.
So players can use that to their advantage and, you know, stack up those phantoms and really, you know, make use of your local environment to have the upper edge.
Ça change énormément de ce qu'on a l'habitude de voir, ouais.
Detail and concentrate the dressing in between these areas, which is kind of like a breadcrumbing technique to bring players from one area to the next, which means that they don't get lost easily. It still keeps the environment interesting while ensuring that they can still navigate properly and fight.
Ultimately, the reason why these sea forts, these naval stone sea forts, have found their way from the Sea of the Damned into the Sea of Thieves.
Ok, donc ils viennent de Sea of the Damned.
Their overarching story that's going to unfold throughout the rest of the year.
Oh.
We're also going to be introducing new pirate legend voyages, which are
une nouvelle quête pour les pirates légendes.
Every time they have a mix of challenges in there, so players can replay them as often as they like, and it will be something fresh and exciting each time.
Ok, une quête pour changer un peu, une nouveauté. Pour ceux qui commencent à trouver ça trop répétitif.
Or exploring onto haunted islands. Again, this is a big element of the ongoing grand story that we're going to be telling throughout 2022, with pirate legends being responsible for this part of the story.
I think the big thing about adventures and mysteries coming into the game is being able to, at regular cadence, push the story forward, pushing characters and their storylines, their narrative forward, pushing the state of the world forward based on where the story is going, based on what players are doing.
Okay, donc ils veulent vraiment mettre l'accent sur les nouveautés, sur comment ça s'appelle, l'histoire des personnages, etc. Créer vraiment un univers complet et qui évolue. Merci pour le follow. Bienvenue.
Registration, which we know is an ongoing kind of question and concern, spawn camping or the solo experience, or even kind of lost data and lost progress when we have moments of issues with our live service. And so we're going to be doing a Sea of Thieves podcast specifically to talk about the kind of main hot topics that are ongoing as part of the Sea of Thieves community. So that's going to be coming up fairly soon.
Merci pour les follow, bienvenue à ceux qui follow les gars.
The screen right now, but we really want to take the time to talk about that in depth and at length.
So with our ambitious plans for the future, we are as committed as ever to make adventure the best experience it can possibly be. The goal with all of this is to make the Sea of Thieves feel like an ever-evolving, dynamic place.
On a un plan de tout les gars. Ça on mettra pause plus tard.
To have and new adventures to embark upon. We're so excited and we're more ambitious than ever for our plans throughout this year and beyond for adventure.
So in order to make the adventure mode as magical as it can be, we've had to reassess where we are going to be spending our time as we look forward.
Part of that is redirecting our development efforts from elsewhere to ensuring that we're making the improvements that matter to adventure. So as a result of this, and with our plans in mind for the future, we've made the difficult decision to close in Sea of Thieves. And it will be closing during season 6.
Donc ils vont fermer le mode arène les gars, qui était délaissé depuis plus d'un an. Ils vont le fermer dans la saison 6, durant la saison 6 les gars. Donc il n'y aura plus d'arène.
2% of our overall playtime is spent in arena, with the rest being spent in adventure. So ultimately, it's pretty clear to us where the majority of our community, the majority of
Comme il dit, la grande majorité de la communauté joue en aventure et leurs efforts doivent être concentrés là-dessus. Donc ils préfèrent fermer l'aventure, fermer l'arène pardon, plutôt que de laisser un mode qui est délaissé et qui n'évolue pas quoi. Et ils veulent remercier du coup toute la communauté qui joue en arène et qui a créé des événements, etc. liés à ça. J'avoue que tout le côté NAL et tout, je sais pas comment ça va se passer.
But it's all about making Sea of Thieves the best experience it can possibly be, and that we're directing all of our efforts towards making the game as unique and special as possible.
Okay. An all-new adventure.
So following the events of a pirate's life, with that mysterious castaway coming to the Sea of Thieves world and opening a way to the Sea of the Damned, allowing pirates to adventure inside, this has been seen by all of our major characters in the Sea of Thieves world. And in many ways, this has started a magical arms race between the forces of a renewed Captain Flameheart and the Pirate Lord himself. The nefarious forces that wish to do evil in the Sea of Thieves, they seek to control the Sea of the Damned, to destroy the veil between these two pirate worlds and to bring them together. So let's take a first look at the cinematic trailer for our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
Oh là là, les premières images de la première aventure. Shrouded Islands, ils ont dit. Ok.
The Sea of Thieves is a wondrous place where there are always new stories to tell.
Oh le crabe! Mais le crabe on le voit tout le temps, quand est-ce qu'ils le mettent en pète wesh?
But like the turning of the tide.
Ok, on va voir ce qui s'est passé à Golden du coup. Oh mon dieu.
I can feel it in my bones. Evil is stirring. The Sea of Thieves is once again under threat.
Ils ferment leur magasin. Protège-toi! Oh là 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 là!
Flameheart seeks to regain his power. We must do all that we can to weather this storm. Only together can we protect what we all hold dear.
Are you done?
Ah, Belle qui arrive. Ouais.
Down, Ramsey. I'll handle this.
Ok, donc faut empêcher... il va falloir empêcher Flamer de revenir à la vie. Bon, ça, on connaît déjà. Incroyable. An epic new story begins. Aïe, aïe, aïe. Le 3 mars, du coup. Le 3 mars,
So
la
our
saison
first
6.
adventure, Shrouded Islands, is coming to Sea of Thieves February 17th.
Ah non,
And
le
it's
17.
just the start of a bigger, grander story that we're introducing to Sea of Thieves as part of this.
Ok.
And to show you why we're so excited, we're going to take a close look now at our first adventure, Shrouded Islands.
Ok, donc ils vont encore nous donner des infos. Secret of the Shrouded Island. Ok, on va voir some secrets.
So as you saw there in our cinematic trailer, Shrouded Island centers on golden sands
Ok.
and this mysterious fog that has rolled in.
Ok, donc on aura dans le vrai jeu cette espèce de brouillard.
And abandoned golden sands, learning more about what happened there.
So at this point in time, when the first adventure starts, we'll see that Flameheart has ominously retreated after all of this time in the Sea of Thieves. And at the same time, spectral activity is increasing. So one of the first things you'll see when you're taking part of these adventures is you're going to have Larinna speaking to you. You're going to have Larinna asking you to help out. And she is going to be sending you out to investigate Golden Sands, first of all. This is obviously the biggest threat on the Sea of Thieves right now. Golden Sands.
Il va falloir aller étudier ce qui se passe à Golden Sand et comprendre.
Its inhabitants are missing.
Tiens, oui, 17 février, ils ont dit.
going to task you, first of all, to investigate.
If you're looking for
On doit
adventure,
investigate.
I'll fill you in on all you need to know.
As an environment artist, it's great fun to go into an area and destroy it, basically.
Ok, elle dit qu'elle est contente d'avoir détruit la zone.
On
va te retrouver.
Merci
pour le follow. C'est trop stylé.
What am I doing to this place?
Eh ben ouais, elle a tué Golden.
It was kind of the perfect island to do it to because it was so perfect and well loved. Everyone, that is the outpost.
What I really
Comment
like
ça, The
about
Outpost?
changing
Plunder, c'est
something
The
that
Outpost,
is
non?
pre-existing in the Sea of Thieves
Je suis pas sûr
is
que
that
Golden soit
you
The
can add
Outpost,
history
mais...
to an already existing area. When it comes to somewhere like Golden Sands, you can sort of play at the players' emotions because they love that area. I mean, I love that outpost.
Ok, je savais pas que tout le monde était amoureux de cet avant-poste, ok.
There's clear evidence that there's been a battle taking place, and it's quite obvious that the
il y a
people,
des trucs
the
de
inhabitants of the
protection.
island did not win that battle.
Ils ont perdu, bah oui, tu m'étonnes. Vu l'état de la ville, ils ont perdu, oui.
Ghostly fog, the fog of the damned, has come and settled in over the island. Everything's very eerie, mysterious, and we really wanted to convey that kind of, that real mystery of what has happened here. This is not like a normal battle scene, and you can see that they've tried to defend themselves and it's not gone well.
One of the key
Ils ont pas
points
réussi à
to
se
me is
défendre.
the tavern sign outside the tavern is just fallen down and split in two. And I think that really symbolizes just the state that the outpost is in at this point.
For this first story and this adventure, I think the sort of tone and emotion we were trying to convey was foreboding. So for these sort of shrouded islands with the fog of the damned, we've used the fog music that we already have, but we've introduced these other elements with a day and night cycle to it as well. So we've sort of incorporated that into the music as well and used this theme that we've created for Adventure 1.
The adventure will take you across multiple other locations that are also engulfed in fog.
Donc il y a d'autres endroits qui seront dans le fog, donc dans le brouillard.
Including a new phantom type that we're calling the
Oh!
Soul Captain. He's a fearsome threat, and you will need to use the environment around you to take it on.
Des nouveaux types de fantômes.
Chloe, if she'd be interested in writing some music for the Soul Flame Captains.
Quoi?
And she was completely, as always, up to the challenge. She's used that first theme that we've been sort of framing the whole Adventure 1 in, but she's really cleverly sort of weaved it into her combat music. And it's a lot of complicated sort of time signatures and even the chords that are sort of syncopated.
Et les parts musique.
That theme, it's really nicely done. But it's got that pace and sort of urgency.
Oh la transi. Oh les musiques elles sont fabuleuses.
Has been in the Sea
Oh
of
Belle.
world and stories for some time, but this is their first appearance within the game.
Ouais, c'est la première fois qu'on la voit vraiment.
The Sea of the Damned. And unlike many of our characters, she's been around for hundreds of years. She's seen so many things within the spectral realm of the Sea of the Damned. And now she has taken this chance to help the pirate lord.
Ok, elle vient aider du coup le seigneur de la piraterie.
She has this necklace around her neck, which certain players might have noticed if you've got a keen eye, and that has a symbol on it which ties her into the ferry of Damned.
Okay.
And she's appeared right now because there's a time of great need. The pirate lord is in desperate need of help.
Il a besoin d'aide, du coup elle est venue l'aider, machin.
Save the day.
She knows so much more than she's letting on on what's going on in Sea of Thieves. So she doesn't have that kind of worldview that an ordinary pirate does. So it was almost like what I'm trying to convey with her theme was just sort of wondrous and quite majestic, I suppose, as well. And it's just this kind of as old as time theme I was trying to convey, I suppose, really.
Are you done? Sit down, Ramsey.
Sit down, elle a dit, wesh.
I'll handle this.
We're really
La bosse.
excited to be able to start this long narrative that's going to be an epic tale for players to experience.
Ok, ils veulent vraiment se lancer sur une histoire longue, sur un vrai truc.
There's going to be lots of lore and narrative to get involved with. And this is just
Beaucoup de
the
narration,
start,
des
really,
cinématiques,
of what's
c'est
gonna
que le
be a really
début.
exciting year for Sea of Thieves. It's going to be a real game changer.
I think for me the most
Elle a dit
exciting
game
thing
changer,
about
hein, carrément.
Adventures is this opportunity to tell an ongoing story at a regular cadence. We can tell a story that will give you those emotional highs, give you those emotional
Ils veulent l'émotion,
lows,
ils veulent de l'émotion.
make you want to come back to find out where that story is going. It will make players feel at the
On veut de
heart of
l'émotion.
this progression of the world of Sea of Thieves. And also, players will be able to look back after the time, see the scars of these stories. They will continue to exist as well, and players will be able to remember their place in the history of Sea of Thieves, as well as wanting to know where it goes next.
La nostalgie.
Our plans for the immediate future are incredibly exciting, with new adventures, ongoing mysteries, and exciting new experiences coming to the Sea of Thieves world.
So as we look to the future of Sea of Thieves, we are all in on this new approach with the existing seasons, but then doubling down with the adventures and the mysteries, but also continuing to evolve the world and evolve the mechanics that are there, so new ways to progress and new tools. And we really believe that the future of Sea of Thieves over the next year and beyond is going to be incredibly exciting for us and for all of our players.
C'est
We
clean.
hope you enjoyed this first look at what we have planned for Sea of Thieves in 2022.
Ok, on arrive à la fin.
With adventures, mysteries, and seasons, the Sea of Thieves will feel more alive than ever and give you even more ways to play. And there's still plenty to share about what's coming throughout the rest of the year, but we'll save that for another time. Until then, keep a weather eye on the horizon, and I'll see you on the seas.
Tin. Je suis très hype. Je sais pas de votre côté, chat, comment est-ce que vous avez vécu ces annonces. Je sais pas ce que vous en pensez exactement. N'oubliez pas le petit like, le petit commentaire si vous avez passé un bon moment. Et puis sinon je vous souhaite à tous une très bonne après-midi, une très bonne soirée. Je sais pas quand est-ce que vous regarderez cette vidéo. En tout cas, on se voit très bientôt sur YouTube ou sur Twitch. Ciao, c'était Doffy.